Hello happy writers, I'm Steve Sommin and welcome to my channel. And yes, today we're actually going to do some work towards creating your book. Before we do that, please hit the subscribe button, it will really help me out with my channel. When I first started writing and I was starting to try and write my books and stuff like that, I was disorganized. And it meant that I had files all over the place. I was always looking for the right file that I needed. It's just not the way to go. So before we actually get into the nitty-gritty, we need to do some housekeeping first. I have my computer with me today. Right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the desktop. Okay? So once you've got your desktop open, I mean, if it looks anything like my downloads folder, you're not going to find anything there. So once you have your desktop open, right-click and click New Folder. Okay, obviously I'm using a Mac. The process should be very similar on a PC anyway. Now, once you've got that folder open, I want you to give it a title. And the title we're going to use is AAAAA, My Book. The reason I'm giving it this name is because I want everything to be easy to find and it'll be at the top of the list if you put it in an alphabetical order. And once we've sorted this out, you're going to see how much easier things can be. Now that we've given the folder a title, we can double click on that and we need to create 5 new folders. And that's 2, 3, 4, and finally the 5th one. Okay, now that we have those 5 folders, we need to give each one of those folders a name. Let's name this Ideas. And the second one, we're going to label this one as Research. Then this one I want to label Plans. I'm doing this without my glasses, so it's really difficult for me, sorry. Anyway, once we've done that one, the next one needs to be Drafts. This is where you're actually going to keep the drafts of your first, second, third, fourth draft of your book. And believe me, you are going to need this many drafts. And then the final one, we are going to call Platform. These are just my idea about how to organize the files that you need. I mean, you can choose your own filing names and organize things in a slightly different way, but I do recommend keeping everything under the one folder that's your book. Whatever name you give it, that's a folder you need to keep all that stuff in. That way, everything's there. If you do this way, then it's going to actually really help you, because I find that if you've got files all over your computer, it's so easy to get distracted. You start looking for a file and then you notice something else and you have a look at it, and then next thing you know, you're on Facebook again. I mean, seriously. Now that we have our folders, we're going to open the folder Ideas. So now we have the folder Ideas and we can see that there's nothing in there. So the first thing we want to do is create a document that we can put in this folder. I've already prepared one here. I'm using OpenOffice. I actually prefer using Pages, but I'm aware that not everyone uses Pages. This is free software you can download and use on any operating system. It looks a bit like an older version of Word. So it has most of the functionality, but it has everything you are going to need. So you don't need to go out and buy special software. But it has everything you need, so you're not going to need to go out and buy special software. First things we're going to do, we're going to save this, save as. We're going to save this as Ideas and Thoughts. So I need it on desktop, AA My Book, Ideas, and save. We can see that the document is there. So here we are. We're at the stage where we're actually going to start doing the creative part of writing your book. And it's about bringing your ideas together, thinking of ideas, making note of the ideas. If we have a look here, I've already prepared a list of things that you may want to make note of ideas about. You need to remember that it's not just write down what the idea is. You can have an image and then make a little note next to the image about what that image means to you, what ideas it sparks in you, so that when you come back later, you can remember what idea it gave you, and it may also give you more ideas which you can actually add to the notes. Here on this list, you can see some of the things that you are probably going to need some ideas about. If you look at this list, you can see that there's a lot of things that you'll need to think about and to maybe generate ideas about. So, for example, characters, clothes, fashion, scenes, events, objects, weapons, transport, the world, as in the streets, the town, the cities, the countryside, the topography. What are the politics? What kind of politics do you envisage in this world that you're creating? Because you are creating a world. What's the society like? What's social order? Are there any special rules that you need to follow? Physics and magic and stuff like that. Are there any creatures? And you also need to think about the story. What kind of things do you see happening in the beginning of your story? What kind of thing do you want to see at the end? You're bringing all these ideas together. This is going to take some time. Like I say, I don't think writing is a solitary activity. If you know someone else that's interested in writing, then you may want to sit down with them and talk through some of these ideas. If you've got a partner, this will make the process much easier. You can do this on your own, but it's always better if you can do it with someone else. Take your time. Build your ideas, fill up sheets and sheets of paper. I mean, you could even open up several documents for each one of these ideas. If there's other things that you have ideas about, then you can open a document just for that. And trust me, doing all this work is going to make the next steps so much easier. Okay, these are just my ideas of how to go forward, how to do housekeeping, and to make things easier for you in the future. You can use your own methods. It is entirely down to you. If you have a slightly different method, please share it with us in the comments. And remember, you are gonna be a writer. If you like this content and you want to see more, please like, share, and subscribe. There will be more videos following this theme in the coming days. See you next time. Bye.